Hey guys, it's me here, Shuda, and today we're going to talk about a creator that I kind of just found, and I think that she's kind of a big hypocrite, and I quite enjoyed her content watching it, but I came across a few things that it just kind of made me like, girl, you're a little bit of a hypocrite, but that's okay. I'm not a drama channel. I just like to rant. I just like to rant about the things that are in my head, because why not? So if you're watching this thinking like I'm gonna have like super organized points or like a spreadsheet or like I did like 5 million years of research, no. I just like to post my initial thoughts. So the person we're gonna be talking about today is Rei.yxndxre Rant. I believe it's Riley or Ray. That's the way it's spelled. But sorry, I started like coughing and dying. Maybe that's a sign I shouldn't talk about her. Well, that's too bad because I'm still gonna talk about her. But anyways, yeah, Rei.yxndxre, or that's what it is on her thing. And the first problem I have with her is she made a video about conservative goth Karen. I'll put the video in the description. And I don't even like the person that she's talking about. I think the person that she's talking about is just weird. I don't even know why she's even giving them attention, because they're not even worth it. Like, they almost look like a troll to me. Like, I'm not even gonna get into that. Like, I'm not a fan of them either. They're homophobic and they're racist. I think they deserve to be bullied a bit. But one of the points I do want to touch on is what makes you goth or not. And I just think it's funny because she basically calls this person out, says they're not really goth because they have conservative views. Now, I do agree to an extent, but I also, like I said, to an extent, because I don't fully agree. Because number one, goth does not mean the same thing that it meant back then. If you don't know about goth or punk subculture, it's basically defying the norms and all that jazz. I'm not going to explain it to you. You can Google it. You can watch another video. Someone else will explain it to you, but shoot, you can pause the video and go look it up. But basically, goth subculture, a lot of deep meaning. It's basically like a movement. But obviously nowadays, I feel like it's more dumbed down, it's more watered down. Also, there are a lot of people who just like the goth aesthetic. And from an outside perspective, if I see someone walking across the street and they're dressed as a trad goth, I'm not gonna assume that they're not goth. If they walk up to me and they say something like, well, I'm homophobic and actually I don't even like rock music, I'm not gonna say, hey, you're not goth. Because, you dress goth, then I don't think I really care. I think we focused on the wrong things, especially in like the alternative community. I feel like we spend way too much time arguing about who's not goth and who is goth. I don't think it matters. If you look goth, I'm gonna call you what you look. Because to some extent, there's no way that we can narrow down every single person on the internet who says that they're goth, they don't look goth, or they don't listen to goth music, or they're conservative. I don't think it really matters. I think making a whole video saying, oh, well, this person is not really goth because they're homophobic or because they have this, which I, like I said, I do believe to an extent, but like, who am I to say that they're not? If you look goth, they probably look more goth than me because I'm technically goth. I listen to the music. My views align with that sort of thing. I'm heavily involved in the subculture and things like that, but I don't always look goth. I'm not always dressed head to toe very gothic. So someone could walk up to me and say, well, you're not goth. You don't dress goth. You don't look unconventional. You don't fit the subculture at all. Like, you're not goth. They could say that to me. So it's like, where do we draw the line of who goth and who's not? If you look goth, if that's the art that you make, if you like that aesthetic, I'm not going to tell you that you're not goth. Because who am I to tell you you're not goth? I don't even dress goth half the time. Half the time I'm dressed in my pajamas. So who am I to say that you're not goth? And I don't know, I just think the whole argument is kind of dumb. And the reason I think it's dumb, because when you go to Ray's profile, her herself, from an outside perspective, doesn't look goth at all to me. She just looks like a girl who just wears clothes. Nothing about her inherently is goth. She doesn't really display anything that screams, I'm goth. And on top of that, if you know about the goth subculture and the history behind it, if someone back then, or someone who's like full-on trad goth, deeply immersed in the style and the culture, looked at her page, they would probably call her a poser. Hell, I would call her a poser. Nothing about her inherently looks goth, but who am I to go to her and say, oh, well, you're not really goth. Because you were dressed in pink one day, and now you're dressed in brown. That's not goth. Like, who am I to say that's goth? Who am I to say that you're not goth? So I think it's funny that you're calling out another creator, which the creator's not that good. I think she do deserve to be bullied. I'm not defending their racist, homophobic actions, but I am defending the fact that how are you going to say who's goth and who's not when you yourself don't look goth? You yourself don't give any attributes of someone who's goth. From an outside perspective, I'm looking at your account, you just look like an e-girl. You just look like every other white e-girl I've seen online. Nothing about you is inherently goth. Like, yeah, you sort of got like this edgy style going, but I wouldn't say that you're goth. You know what I mean? But again, like, she could go back and forth with me and be like, well, I actually am goth. So I don't know, I just thought it was funny that she says that and her herself doesn't look goth. Another point that I want to touch on is that she made a post on TikTok. I'm not sure how long ago, of her being like, when a Shein goth influencer encounters an actual goth. I thought this was so funny that she's making fun of people for wearing Shein. Like, she's like, oh, how can you be someone who wears Shein, call out someone else, like an actual goth, if they're goth or not, or call out posers. And here's the thing, Shein is fast, cheap, and easy. I don't exactly support, you know, buying things off of Shein or AliExpress, because I'm not even gonna get into why it's just not good. It's just not good. But I shop from there. I like it. Is it good? Probably not, but I like cheap clothing and I like to look nice. Sorry, I don't have $500 to spend at the mall on 3 shirts and a skirt, but that's an argument for another video. But I think it's funny that she makes this video, but yet she profits off of things like Shein. It makes no sense. She literally made a video saying that, oh, if you're a Shein goth, you can't call out a real authentic goth for being a poser. But yet, that's exactly what you're doing. You're calling out someone else for being a poser for different reasons, but I just think it's funny that you have that post saying that, but you yourself are a Shein goth. She literally has a partnership with Hot Topic. And Hot Topic, yeah, I brought a few band tees from Hot Topic, a few accessories, but clothes. Hot Topic clothes are just glamorized AliExpress clothes. Literally, one of her videos, she's promoting herself wearing Hot Topic garbage, which is probably 100% polyester, probably doesn't feel very nice, and probably most likely costs like $50. So what's the difference from you and a Shein goth? What's the difference? How are you gonna call out someone for being a Shein goth, but you yourself are wearing Shein quality clothing? It's not any better. Hot Topic is not ethical at all. I don't think any store like that is really ethical. And like, if you look on her page, there's a million things that I'm looking at that are probably from AliExpress or Shein or from some fast clothing website. So I think it's funny that she says that, but yet half of her Instagram is her wearing something from Hot Topic and promoting it. Also, I find it even funnier that she's like calling herself goth and saying all this stuff, but her herself has multiple collabs with brands that are literally on the same level as Shein. Like TDDI, Hot Topic, UV Me, like it's just the same thing. It's fast fashion, even with eye contacts. They're cheap, fast fashion eye contacts. So the fact that the contacts that you're wearing in your eyeballs are cheap, and then you're gonna make a video saying that if you're a Shein goth, you can't call out someone else for being a poser, but yet you're calling out someone else for being a poser because they're conservative, but you yourself don't even fit the main description of what a goth would be. I don't know, I just thought that was kind of funny, that you say that. And I go to your page and the first thing I see you wearing is a Misaka? The girl from Desktop, Misa? Sorry, I get them mixed up a lot because their names are very similar. In a leather dress that's probably from somewhere like Shein or AliExpress that probably smells like it's been made in China. I don't know, I just thought that was funny. I don't know, I just thought it was a little bit hypocritical for her to say that. And even in the photo where she looks like she's standing next to someone who's also goth, I'm looking at her shoes right now, and I'm pretty sure I've seen those on Shein. I've seen those on Dolls Kill for $45. Same with the shirt. So I just thought that was funny that you have a post calling out people for being posers, but yet, like, from an outside perspective, because obviously I'm not her, I don't know what she, I'm not her, I don't know what her views are, but I think that that's funny that you're doing that, but you yourself, you're not even, I don't even think you have room to talk to say someone's a poser, because I'm looking at you right now, and nothing about you. You just look like you're alternative. An umbrella term. Like, you're just alternative. I don't say anything about you as particularly goth, but like I said, she could say the same thing about me, because I don't always look goth. But I just think it's funny that our community spends so much time on pointing out who's goth and who's not, when you yourself don't even look like what you're arguing over. But anyways, that's just me. Hope you guys like this video. If you don't like this video, that's fine. Yeah, I just like to rant. Anyways, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.